There's a whole process for how this stuff is done. Now, for you, it's full of acronyms, but you can see what the words are there. Remember that at the beginning of today I talked about a number of standards, about how-to standards? How-to, you'll find all those how-tos on that first slide I showed you. And I'm not going to go through this in very much detail at all, but what I will say, a couple things about this. We did an exercise on the chair that looked very much like Formica, right? Now, one of the things we didn't do this process here. Or we didn't figure out, in order to a preventive program, this is a corrective program, this is preventive. Corrective means no matter what we do, we cannot guarantee that this thing is never going to fail. We recognise that in our maintenance program, therefore we're going to include in our maintenance program how the business should react when this thing fails unexpectedly. You actually, as an asset manager, you're really concerned if and when this thing fails, whatever we do, we fix it such that it delivers a decent reliability again for the lowest possible cost. So you've now got three potential strategies. Which strategy would you use? The answer is, which one's the cheapest? So you need to do some maths and figure out which one's the cheapest and which one's technically effective and financially effective. Technically effective, fixing it in situ is not technically effective normally. So that's normally thrown out immediately. So you've got two technically effective tasks. Replace the pump with a new one, or replace the whole thing. Or you could have a second one standby, which is the same thing as replacing the same thing, replacing the whole thing. Yeah, you might actually create a business case. Let's create another one. So as soon as this one fails, close that one down, open up the other one, away you go, in the other order. Open up the other one, close this one. So there's a couple of strategies you can employ. So you need without getting into the maths of how you figure out which is the cheapest. But you do need to figure out which is the cheapest and why over about a 5-year period. So you look at this and say you've got the three alternative strategies of dealing with this issue. Which ones would we choose? Which one's technically effective and which one's the cheapest over 5 years?